Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Chicago White Sox. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Wednesday, everyone. And on the thumb on the left, our all-star this year, big dumper Cal Raleigh. And on the right, the best player on the White Sox, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, DHing for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting third, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth, playing left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting sixth, playing first base, Rowdy Tellez. Batting seventh, playing right field, Leody Taveras. Batting eighth, playing second base, Dylan Moore. And batting ninth, playing third base, Ben Williamson. And on the mound, one of our up-and-coming aces, a 2-1 record, an ERA of 2.57. I love this guy, Logan Evans. And I know Bryce Miller is hurt right now, and Emerson Hancock is still kind of, progressing and learning early on. But if I had to choose one of those three guys to be the last guy in the rotation since Kirby is back, very, very soon. It's rumored that it'll be tomorrow. So we're going to be starting a series with the Houston Astros on the road. So if we go Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, and we have one spot left, either Bryce Miller, Logan Evans, or Emerson Hancock, I'm going Logan Evans since Bryce Miller is injured and not playing well. And Evans is a hell of a lot better than Emerson Hancock, at least for the time being. Let's go, Logan. We got to have a good, solid outing. Give up 3 runs or less. We're going to be in business here at the end of the afternoon. Let's go, Logan. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Chicago White Sox. Leading off for the White Sox at shortstop, Chase Meidroff. Batting second, playing third base, the former Dodger, Miguel Vargas. Batting third, the former Angel, catcher, Matt Thaiss. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr. Batting fifth, playing second base, Lennon Sosa. Batting sixth, playing right field, Joshua Palacios. Batting seventh, DHing, Andrew Vaughn. Batting eighth, playing first base, Timothy Elko. And batting ninth, playing left field, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And on the mound for the White Sox with a 1-3 record and ERA of 2.05, it is Shane Smith. Let's go, baby. We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. So Shane Smith starting it off for the Chicago White Sox, and J.P. Crawford in the box. On deck, Jorge Polanco. And then batting third this inning, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, Mariners. Tridents up. All day in the building. What's good? Peter in the building. What's good? Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate that we ended up, losing yesterday 1-0. Both pitchers did much better than anticipated. The bats definitely were very, very cold for both teams, even though the White Sox had, almost double the amount of hits, but our defense was good. And again, I really blame that on the rain delay. It was nice to be able to score 15 runs and only give up 3 to the Padres. But again, different team, different series. And sometimes you're going to play down to the competition. And unfortunately, that's what we did yesterday. First pitch to JP Crawford in the box, fouling that one off high and away. 0-1 count. Let's go, JP. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking low and away. Behind in the count now 0-2, and I decided after that poor outing by the Mariners yesterday that I would do new photos for almost everybody in the starting lineup for a little bit of a good luck charm. Smith on the mound, JP in the box. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 5 feet off the plate with a 4-seam fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Let's go, JP. 1-2 pitch, high and away, 5 feet off the plate again. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Smith to JP. Let's go, JP. We need you. 2-2 pitch, high and away again. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Be patient, my guy. We need to get off to a fast start. And again, magic number for us will be 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And if we hit that number, we should be good to go. Again, if we give up 1 to 3 runs with Logan Evans, that should be fine. And again, he's been pretty money. He's only really had 1 road start that was off, 2 good home starts and 1 good road outing in his last, pitching, debut. So I feel pretty confident with what we have there. And there we go. JP getting to first. We like that. Anytime you can end up drawing walks early, or getting hit by a pitch, we'll take it. Next up, DHing for the Mariners, Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. First pitch, inside, at the hips with a 4-seam fastball, 1-0 count to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. One 0 pitch, high and away, taking a strike looking a couple feet off the plate. 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour by Smith. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Polo. We need a great outing here today. 1-1 pitch, low and away with a changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first and no outs. And we're still knotted up here at 0 early in the matchup. Come on, Polo. Let's get it, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and obviously we shoot for 100 in donos and every single stream. Pitches inside, tries to jam the hitter at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. And another walk. Okay, we'll take that. Jorge Polanco going to first, JP going to second. We're in business, baby. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, baby. Good start here so far for the Mariners. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. We want to make sure we're getting some good run support for Logan Evans here today. And after, only having 4 hits all day yesterday and losing 1-0, it's the most Mariner thing possible. But again, this isn't the same team, from years past. So again, this isn't the team that has the lowest batting average, in the MLB. We're not the number 1 strikeout team in baseball. Yeah, was it a terrible outing yesterday for us, with the bats? Yeah, pitching was good from both teams. I mean, it ended up being 1-0, but I don't think anyone anticipated that. Since the White Sox pitcher was just recently signed and he made his free agent 2025 debut, I thought he'd be rusty. He wasn't. And then we went with, Legumina, Casey, and obviously Lawrence Casey. So we did two Caseys back to back, and those are bullpen guys, and they actually did pretty good. We just couldn't get the RBIs, and Mitch Garver kind of left us hanging with bases loaded in the 8th. If he was able to convert, we would have won. So it happens. First pitch fouled off by Julio Rodriguez, low and away in the zone, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and away with that slider, 1 ball and 1 strike from Smith to Julio. In play. Oh, baby, I like that. Back, see ya. Oh, baby, we ain't losing today. I told y'all we were going to win. Here we go. A 3-run jack, 399 feet, all the way out there to center field. Crawford scores, Polo scores. 3-run jack by Julio Rodriguez, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. Woo! Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Great start there. Next up is Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. And I knew if I ended up sprinkling in some new photos for the players that it could give us a little bit of a good luck charm. And sure as it did. Wow. I expected us to hit a couple homers, but I wasn't expecting a 3-run jack in the first. There we go. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. And just with one swing, Julio makes everything better from yesterday's outing, and this gives Logan Evans that cushion that he needs. First pitch to Cal, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count from Smith. 0-1 pitch, low and away, big swing and a miss, gets Cal to get baited there. Behind in the count now, 0-2. Come on, Cal. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Top of the first inning, 3-0 Mariners. An early walk to JP, a walk to Jorge Polanco, 3-run homer by Julio. I love it. Now, Big Dumper, let's see if you can get on base or if you can get a homer. Trident's up as well. 0-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away with a 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour. Still behind the count, 0-2. Top of the first inning, 3-0 Mariners. Oh, 2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh. 1-2 pitch and a big swing and a miss. Down goes Big Dumper, 1 away. That's quite all right. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Jason in the building. That's good. Gabriel in the building. What's good? Jacob in the building. What's good? Orion, like the constellation. Orion. Randy Arozarena in the box, and Shane Smith on the mound. 1-3 record, but he's got a 2.05 ERA, so his ERA is pretty low, just not getting any run support. Takes a strike looking in the zone on a 1-0 count. Okay, I see you, baby. Change up inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. 2-1 pitch. High and away. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike with 1 out. We're in the top of the first inning. JP and Jorge Polanco with back-to-back walks. And then Julio Rodriguez makes Smith pay with a 3-run jack to center, 399 feet, and that's exactly what we needed, baby. In play on a 3-1 pitch, and Randy Arozarena grounds out to second, throw to first, 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, in the 6 hole, Rowdy Tellez. Let's go, Rowdy. And I decided to do new photos for everybody in the lineup that I could find, and I think it was our good luck charm. First pitch to Rowdy Tellez. In the zone, fouled off. Four-seam fastball by Smith, 0-1 count. Reflect in the building, what's good? Yeah, and then like I said, pitcher was shaky right out of the gates, walking JP, walking Jorge Polanco. So I already knew something good was going to happen either with Julio, Cal, or Randy after that, but wasn't really expecting a bomb. I was figuring maybe an RBI, but anytime you can get a home run early to set the tone for our new and up-and-coming stud, Logan Evans, this is going to make him feel good. And we need to be able to rebound from yesterday with that 1-0 loss, which was, really due to the rain delay, in my opinion. Pitch fouled off, 0-2 count, and 0-2 pitch, and strikes out looking. Brutal. But at least we ended up getting the 3-run jack there. Down goes Rowdy Tellez. But I figured I would scoop up and try to give some new opportunities for some HD 4K photos. JP Crawford with the first inning walk. Jorge Polanco with another walk. And then Julio Rodriguez with a 3-run jack to center, 399 feet. Crawford and Polo scores, giving us that 3-0 lead. Decided to get a new one for Cal, looking good there. A new one for Randy as well. New one for Rowdy. A new one for Demo. And then with Ben Williamson and Leody Taveras, I'm still looking to see if there's anything up to par to those two photos. But again, on the mound for the Mariners, our 2-1 record, 2.57 ERA. This could end up being the new Brian Wu. I like him a lot, Logan Evans. And, based on his performance in 2025, he should be the 5th guy in the rotation over Bryce Miller and over Emerson Hancock, in my opinion. You're going to get, obviously, George Kirby back tomorrow against the Astros. So you got Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo. And if I had to pick a 5th guy, the new Brian Wu, it's this guy right here, Logan Evans. And again, he's really only had one outing on the road that he was shaky. But as far as the other 3, he's looked pretty good. 2 at home, 1 on the road. And I know that we can get the dub here today. Tridents up, let's go Mariners. Next up for the White Sox, leading off, shortstop Chase Maedroff. Batting second, the former Dodger third baseman, Miguel Vargas. And batting third, former Angel catcher, Matt Thaiss. Let's go Mariners. Let them know, baby. Appreciate you. Tridents up. Yes, great start. I appreciate that very, very much. I mean, I feel, based on my presentation and, my voice and all the hard work with the energy of having to do film study and, all of the above for every single team, that really definitely means a lot. I definitely put all my blood, sweat, and tears in everything that I do. First pitch from Logan Evans to Chase Maedroff. Takes a strike looking right down the pipe, 0-1 count. And I really like Logan. I get the same kind of feels when we had Brian Wu in the 5-hole. 0-1 count in play, and that's a double by Chase. He's been very good in this series. Couple hits yesterday, and again, a very underrated leadoff hitter for a team that doesn't really have a whole lot besides Chase and maybe Luis Robert Jr., but Chase with a double to left to start it off here against Logan Evans. Settle in, my boy. Batting second, the former Dodger, third baseman, Miguel Vargas. Bottom of the first inning, 3-0 Mariner lead with back-to-back walks to JP and Polo, and Julio with a 3-run jack to center, 399 feet to give us the 3-0 early lead. First pitch to Miguel Vargas, low and away, 86 miles an hour with that cutter, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, takes a strike looking inside. Should have been called ball, but called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Vargas. Let's go, Logan. Love the goggles, love the vibe, love the aura. And it definitely gives me kind of Brian Wu vibes when we first brought him up. With him and Bryce Miller, we knew that those guys could be special. Obviously, Castillo, Gilbert, and Kirby were kind of the main guys. but you need to make sure that you have a nice, even rotation. And I really feel bad for Bryce Miller with the elbow in the back and his mentals. But, if we're going based off pitchers in 2025, Logan definitely deserves a chance to show that he can shine. Vargas lines out to center. Meidroth to third, 1 away. See if we can hold the runner at third this inning here. Next up, the former Angel catcher, Matt Theis. First pitch from Evans to Theis. Fouls it off right down the middle with a sweeper. 84 miles an hour. 0-1 count. Let's go, Logan. Wheel and deal, baby. Let's get it. Let's go. Bottom of the first inning, 3-0 Mariners after losing yesterday 1-0. Again, I don't think anyone anticipated that matchup being a pitcher's duel. 2 guys from the pen, Casey Legumina and Casey Lawrence, pitching a good majority of the game, only giving up a run. But again, the bats, only 4 hits total. It definitely felt like an old school Mariner game, maybe from last year where we couldn't hit. We are one of the top 5 hitting teams in baseball now, so it was a little odd to see, but, again, it happens from time to time. Takes a strike looking, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Evans to Theis, but definitely with 1 swing and a couple walks, we made him pay early, and we're definitely pacing for 5 to 10 runs here in this matchup, and I love it. Let's go. Theis in the box, and Logan Evans on the mound. Runner at third with 1 out. 1-2 count with 1 out. Runner at third, 3-0, Seattle lead. 1-2 pitch, high and away with the sweeper. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Theis. Let's go, baby. Julio getting us ready early, and I love it. Let's go, Logan. And I love being able to see new guys, and their progression. 2-2 pitch. Changeup fouled off in the zone by Matt Theis, former Angel catcher. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at third. We need to hold them there, and hopefully we can keep this a 3-0 lead after this inning ends. And Theis strikes out swinging, baby. There we go. Nice job by Logan Evans. Getting your first K. I love it, baby. You the man. You giving me Brian Wu vibes. Let's go. Logan Evans should be our number 5. I think Bryce Miller, obviously normally deserves to be, in that rotation. But again, kind of an unfortunate year with a back and an elbow and the mentals a little off. And if you got a guy that's better, you got to go with the guy that's going to be able to give us the best chance to win, and that's not Bryce Miller, and it's not Emerson Hancock, it's Logan Evans. First pitch, low and away to their best player, Luis Robert Jr. Strike swinging, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away, big swing and a miss, behind in the count now 0-2. Logan Evans wheeling and dealing, baby. Bottom of the first inning with a runner at third with 2 outs. Let's see if we can keep them stranded. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the first inning, runner at third, 3-0 Seattle. 0-2 pitch, low and away with the sweeper. 1 ball, 2 strikes with a runner at third and 2 outs. Logan Evans on the mound. Luis Robert Jr., their best player in the box. 1-2 pitch, 5 feet off the plate with the cutter. 2 balls and 2 strikes, runner at third with 2 outs. And I think that, just having Cal Raleigh, catching today and not Mitch Garver, that's going to give us a much needed lift, for a guy like Logan Evans, so you get someone that knows how to call a game. And again, I feel like, Julio and everyone else, it's going to rub off on Logan. And there we go. Out of the inning, we leave one stranded at the third base for the Chicago White Sox. 3-0 end of the first. Let's go. Love it. Yes, Kirby starting. Kirby starting on Thursday. Kirby versus Lance McCullers Jr. on Thursday. Friday, Emerson Hancock versus Ryan Gusto. Saturday, Brian Wu versus Framber Valdez. And then Sunday, Luis Castillo versus whoever they want to put in there against our La Piedra. But I like our chances. We should be able to compete. Hopefully we win 3 out of 4. I mean, best case scenario, we sweep the Astros. But again, we know they're a pretty good team still. They're not the Angels. And, look, we couldn't even sweep the White Sox even when we wanted to. So, again, it could end up being a 2-2, series where we win 2, the Astros win 2. But, if we can kind of have a big game today, score 5 to 10 runs and carry off that momentum, maybe we can steal the first couple games in the series on the road. And then, maybe we drop, game 3 or 4. We'll see what happens. But I like our chances. I mean, game 3 is going to be Brian Wu. So, I like our chances there, but we'll see how it all plays out against the Stros. Maybe we can win 3 out of 4. Maybe we can sweep them. We'll find out. End of the first inning, 3-0 Seattle. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners in the 7-hole, right fielder, Leody Taveras. On deck, second baseman, it's Demo Dylan Moore. And batting third baseman, Ben Williamson. And I got new photos for everybody besides Big Ben and Leody. There's not really anything that's up to par to the photos that I already have. But once they start taking a few more snapshots, the photographers, I'll be able to get a few more in for you guys. But I figured it was time for some new photos. That 1-0 loss, that was brutal. So I figured I'd wake up a little early and get a few extras for you guys. Got another demo here as well. First pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone. 0-1 count to Leody Taveras. Come on, Leody. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Behind in the count, 0-2 from Smith did Leody Taveras. Shane Smith, 1-3 record with a 2.05 ERA. So he's a pitcher. Just hasn't got run support all year, hence the 1-3 record. 0-2 count in play, and Leody Taveras flies out to center, 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, second baseman, Dylan Moore. I got 2 new ones for Dylan. I got this one, and I got this really cool action pose here, sliding into third. Let's go. Let's go, Demo. And I still got my favorite photo of him in the queue right here. So fresh and so clean with those City Connects. Top of the second, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go, Demo. 3 photos at your first at bat. That's got to lead to at least a hit. First pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dylan Moore. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, tries to jam the hitter in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Smith to Demo. Top of the second inning, 3-0 Mariners with back-to-back walks for JP and Polo. Julio Rodriguez with a 3-run jack, 399 feet to give us the 3-0 lead in the first. And we're not looking like we're going to be slowing down anytime soon. 1-2 pitch, fouled off with that curveball, low and away. 81 miles an hour by Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on with 1 out, 3-0 Seattle. I hope we sweep the Astros. They owned us, for quite a few years. Last year, we started to kind of have the tables be turned in our favor, but it's not out of the question, based on how the Mariners have been playing. I mean, it could end up being, 2-2 would probably be the most realistic. Unexpected would be us getting swept or only winning 1. But I feel like with especially Kirby coming back, hopefully he's not too rusty and then the bats can come alive. But, definitely 3 out of 4 is attainable. And depending on how we do on the first 2 games, if we win the first 2, there will be a chance for a sweep because game number 3 will be Woo, game 4 Castillo. So, there will be a chance if we can win those first 2, a sweep could be possible. Pitch fouled off, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Smith to Demo. But at the very, very least, we have to split. We can't, only win 1 against Houston, especially them creeping up on the Mariners in the standings in the AL West. We need to show who's boss in 2025. Pitch fouled off again with that slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Smith to Demo. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall. Let's go. In play. And reached on an error. There we go. Throwing error by Mydroth. I love it. And they've been getting quite a few errors there at third. We'll take that. And you got to make sure that you're always hustling, baby. You never know when that throw is going to be off. And nice job by Dylan Moore to get to first. Next up, third baseman, Ben Williamson. First pitch to Big Ben. Takes a strike looking right down the pipe. 0-1 count. Let's make him pay for that error. To Demo on that last throw by Chase Mydroth. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Big Ben. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, tried to jam the hitter inside with that sinker and does. Behind in the count now 0-2. Top of the second, 3-0 Mariners with a runner at first, Dylan Moore. Off a throwing error by Chase Mydroth. Big Ben Williamson, let's see if you can get something going here for the Mariners. Be electric, baby. We already know you got it, the rocket arm and a laser there at third for defense, but we need the bat to come alive as well. Yeah, this is a hat is from the 4th of July game last year against the Orioles. And I will be going to the Mariners and the Pirates on the 4th of July. And fingers crossed, it'll be Skeens and Logan Gilbert, Skeens and Kirby, Skeens and Woo, something of that nature. I'm hoping, but I'm not sure if that's going to end up falling on that particular day, but I really hope so. Would love to be able to see Skeens in person. Skeens and Woo would probably be my favorite option, but if, whoever it ends up being, Skeens and Logan Evans, Skeens and Woo, Skeens and Gilbert, Skeens and Kirby, Skeens and Castillo. That would probably be I've already seen Castillo a few times, but if it ends up going to that, well, so be it. Pitch fouled off, still behind in the count, 0-2 from Smith to Williamson. And again, Shane Smith, 1-3 record with a 2.05 ERA. 0-2 pitch, low and away with that slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Shane Smith to Ben Williamson. Let's go, Big Ben. And Demo stole second. There we go. Nice job by Dylan Moore. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Smith to Williamson. I mean, if we called up Tyler Locklear from AAA, he would give you above 200 than Rowdy's giving you. Obviously you're not going to get as many home runs as Rowdy, but you're going to get more of a consistent player, I feel, in my opinion, and a hell of a lot better than Donovan Solano as the backup to Rowdy. I'm kind of confused why they haven't done it yet, but to me, it's probably a salary issue based on being the big signing the Mariners had in the offseason. But sometimes you got to, just take the L, look in the mirror and know that you made a mistake with Solano and Mastroboni. Those weren't really the right guys to bring up. So should have used that money for those 2 guys for bullpen pitchers. Pitch is fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Smith to Williamson. Top of the second inning, runner at second. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, fouled off again. He's grinding out this at-bat. 8th pitch in the at-bat from Smith to Williamson. Come on, baby. Keep grinding. But nice to be able to see a lot of the farm guys, stepping up. Harry Ford, Cole Young, Colt Emerson, Lazaro Montez. It's just a matter of time. At some point, somebody is going to get a call up, either based off an injury or good play. Pitch is inside. And Demo to third with a pass ball there by Theis. We'll take that, baby. Good awareness by Demo to go from first to second with the stolen bag, and then with that passed ball to go to second to third. Nice job. And Big Ben strikes out swinging, 2 away. That's okay, Big Ben. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 0 with a run and a base on ball. Shortstop getting a walk at his first plate appearance, J.P. Crawford. Looking swaggy in that photo. Let's go, baby. Let's go, J.P. Bring that energy, bring that fire. Crawdaddy. Let's go. First pitch, fouled off, low and away. 0-1 count to J.P. Top of the second inning with a runner at third. 3-0 Seattle. Back-to-back walks to JP and Polo. Julio Rodriguez with a 3-run jack. 399 feet to center. See ya. And we're sitting at a nice 3-0 lead. 0-1 pitch. High and away. Good eye there with the four-seam fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike from Smith to Crawford. 1-1 pitch. Low and away with the changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike from Smith to Crawford. Let's go, baby. Let's go, JP. And I'm liking some of these new photos that I was able to round up. It's always good to kind of have some fresh new HD 4K photos to look at. Pitches inside. Changeup called ball. Should have been called strike. I don't know what the ump saw there. That definitely was in the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. Should be 2-2 right now, but we'll see if we get a makeup call on the next pitch or the next batter. Top of the second inning, 3-1 Seattle. Runner at third with 2 outs. And J.P. Crawford in the box with a 3-1 count. Come on, J.P. 3-1 pitch in play. And J.P. flies out to center. We leave 1 stranded there. Demo at third. And let's go to the bottom of the second inning. We still got a nice 3-0 lead. We're okay. Let's go, Logan. You the man, baby. 2-1 record, ERA at 2.57. Kind of feels like he's the new Brian Wu. And again, even if Bryce Miller comes back healthy, I think I would rather go with Logan Evans the rest of the year. That's a pretty bold statement, but again, he's proven that he's the better pitcher between Miller, Hancock, and himself. Next up, second baseman Lennon Sosa. But realistically, they'll probably go back to Bryce. But, I mean, how long are you going to go with a guy that is shaky, you know, and before it really backfires on us? We'll find out. Batting second, right fielder in the 6 hole, Joshua Palacios. Had to get a new one of him as well. And batting third, DHing in the 7 hole, Andrew Vaughn. Let's go, Mariners. All right, we're off to a good start. We've hit the 20 number. We're at 23. We need 7 more to get to 30. And 17 more to get to 40. And 27 more to get to 50. Let's go. Good start. Next up for the White Sox, second baseman Lennon Sosa. On deck, right fielder Joshua Palacios. And batting third this inning, again, Andrew Vaughn. On the mound for the Mariners, our new ace. 2-1 record, 2.57 ERA. You know, 2 solid home starts, 1 road start that was shaky, and a road start that was great. And now we're here on the road again, and hopefully everything goes right where he can improve his record to 3-1. First pitch, inside, in the strike zone, but called ball. 1-0 count from Evans to Sosa. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking in the zone, low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Sosa. In play on the 1-1 pitch. And lined out to left, Randy Arozarena is there, 1 away. Next up, right fielder Joshua Palacios. First pitch, high and away to Palacios, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and away, 2-0 count. Curveball and a changeup, not working yet. 2-0 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball. He's mixing up all 3 pitches, but nothing's hitting the zone. All of them around the same location. 3-0 count from Evans to Palacios. Come on, Logan, settle in. And sinker. And that's another one. 4-pitch walk. Come on, Logan. You got to be better. Got to hit the strike zone. Now we need a double play. Palacios to first with a 4-pitch walk. Next up is Andrew Vaughn. Hopefully Andrew can have a little slow roller right up to JP. Throw to Rowdy for a double play here to get out of the inning. Let's see if we can make it happen. We can talk it into existence here. First pitch. Low and away. On the line, could have been called strike, but called ball. Man, this ump is all over the place. There's stuff that's like right in the zone that he's calling ball, and stuff that's, you know, outside of the line that he's calling strike, but I don't know what he's seeing, but can't really complain too much, though. We got a 3-0 lead, but we'll see how it goes. Well, Solano got a hit yesterday, you know, but really Mitch Garver was the one that left us hanging with bases loaded, you know, in the 8th. If he was able to get a base knock, you know, we probably would have been able to tie it, maybe even win the game there in the 8th. But, you know, if he wasn't been able to get just even a single, an RBI single, I think that we would have won, you know, maybe 2-1 in 10, 11, or 12. But, you know, it's going to be one of those times where, you know, not every player is going to come up clutch in that situation. So unfortunate that we ended up dropping 1 to the White Sox, 1-0, but, you know, it's a long season. Shit happens. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes from Evans to Vaughn. 2-0 pitch, inside, tries to jam the hitter. This should be called a ball, but called strike. I don't know if that's a makeup call. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Vaughn, but this ump is definitely the worst one out of all the umps that we've had in this series against the White Sox. I mean, pitchers are all over the place, and so are the calls by the ump. Balls are strikes, strikes are balls. Who the hell knows what you're going to get? Unless it's like 5 feet off the plate and it's really obvious. But if it's close, you don't know what you're going to get. 2-1 pitch, low and away with the cutter. 3 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Vaughn. Settle in, Logan. Come on, my guy. And I know he doesn't want to throw it right down the middle, you know, because he doesn't want to give up that big homer. But you have to be able to have confidence in your stuff, you know, where you can paint the corners or find a way. And there we go. Way to get out of the inning there. Sometimes you got to talk things into existence, baby. End of the 2nd inning, 3-0 Mariners. There we go. I love it. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 0-for-0 with a run and a base on ball, DHing Jorge Polanco. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. You ask for a double play, you shall get the double play. JP to Demo to Rowdy to left. You know, and again, that's okay. You end up walking a guy or giving up a hit, you know, and you have 1 out and the guy's at first. you can always get that slow dribbler right up the middle. That's what you kind of hope for, to end the inning. And you talk it into existence, and the sports gods listen, and they make it happen. End of the second inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. Take a look at the pitching numbers here so far. So for Shane Smith, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 52 pitches, 32 strikes, ERA up from 2.05 to 2.50. And again, he's got a pretty good ERA, 2.05 coming into the game, but he had a 1-3 record because no run support. And we know that as Mariner fans with our pitchers from back in the day. Now, Logan Evans coming into the matchup with a 2-1 record, 2.57 ERA, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Was a little wild, but again, half the pitches than what you have with Smith, who's at 52. Evans is at 28. 15 strikes, 2.35 ERA. Let's go Mariners. Tridents up. Right. Yeah, that too. Like all you need, it's for some guys, like we don't really want him to swing like Donovan Solano. But for Garver, you need to swing. And again, if he would have swung the bat, maybe we would have won the game yesterday. But again, think about how many times Garver has come up pretty big, when he ended up pinch hitting for Polo. And after Polo ended up having a 2-for-3 game or a home run, and you're like, no. And then he would end up having a clutch hit. But, no one's going to be Superman. No matter how good you are, even guys like, Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge sometimes end up, hitting the wall. And that goes for the lower name guys as well. So. But definitely they are learning that Mitch is very tentative. And I don't know if that's a call, by the guys in the dugout, telling him to do that. Or, if it's something just personal with him. But hopefully that'll change. And Polo strikes out swinging. 1 away. Come on, Polo. We need better at-bats than that, baby. Next up, center fielder, 1-for-1 with a 3-run blast, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, baby. Tridents up. Top of the third inning, 3-0 lead. First pitch, low and away with the slider, 1-0 count. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting to have Kirby and Gilbert healthy. We're still waiting on Luke Raley and Victor Robles and Ryan Bliss. And we'll see if we end up seeing those guys, later in the season and whatnot. But again, and then we also got farm guys, in AAA where you got Tyler Locklear and, Cole Emerson and Harry Ford. And, it's kind of exciting to be able to see where this team is going. And we haven't hit even close to our potential yet. First pitch to Julio's outside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. Tries to jam the hitter at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Smith to Julio. Cole Young, Colt Emerson, Lazaro Montes, Felnin Celestin, Arroyo. Got a lot of them out there, baby. Farm system looking nice. Durangelo wheeling and dealing. Pitch fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Smith to Julio. Top of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners with 1 out and nobody on. Smith on the mound, Julio in the box. Yeah, I agree. Bringing up Harry Ford would be great. I think that even though he's young, I think that he could outperform. Especially if we got a couple guys like Garver and Solano, Masterboni that are all kind of, sometimes on, sometimes off, but mostly off, as Julio strikes out there 2 away. But again, I mean, if the borderline is like, oh, can the guy hit over 200? You best believe we got a few guys in AAA right now, in my opinion, that can hit over 200. Now, obviously, how high in the 200s will they hit? We don't know. Could they, end up being kind of hot like Ben was, where you end up being in that 280 to 300 range right out of the gates? We don't really know that either, but definitely feel, that Harry could give us more, than what we're getting out of Mitch Garver. And he is a catcher, We don't really need Garver or Solano or Mastroboni, really. And I would love to see those guys get replaced by farm guys, if I'm being honest. Big swing and a miss, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Smith to Raleigh. But yeah, I mean, Harry Ford would be sensational. And that should probably be the first guy that does get, called up, between Locklear, trying to be able to upgrade first base with Tellez and Solano, giving us that baby Ty France. Harry Ford can DH as well as be the backup catcher, better than Garver, 100%, and again, we'll see if we have another guy there on the Tacoma Rainiers that might get the call up as well. Pitches high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Smith to Raleigh. And there we go, in play, go, go, go. Yes, Cal Raleigh with a double, baby. I love that. Nice job, Cal. Keep it going, baby. Top of the 3rd with 2 outs. Cal Raleigh with a double. Love it, baby. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. First pitch fouled off. Right down the pipe. 4-seam fastball by Smith. 0-1 count. Good hustle by Cal to get to second. Let's see if Randy can knock him in. And I feel like with Cole Young, he's not ready yet, but, he is progressing pretty well, batting around 250, but need to be a little bit better, there in AAA, but still promising with him and Harry Ford and Tyler Locklear, on the Tacoma Rainiers. So 0-1 pitch in play. And Randy gets hit by a pitch. I mean, he's the new Ty France, I guess, right? We know Ty would always get hit over and over again, and someone had to take that role, and I guess that's Randy Arozarena. And yeah, obviously his hustle sometimes bothers me, in left field, but again, he does walk a lot. He does get hit by pitches a lot. We just need to see him be a little bit more consistent in the box. He does make plays from time to time in left. But again, we don't have anyone else better that we can put, in left field. So we're going to have to stick with him. Next up for the Mariners, first baseman, 0 for 1 with a K, Rowdy Tellez. Could he end up having a 3-run jack here? That would be amazing. And then on deck is Leody Taveras. Let's go, Rowdy. First pitch low and away with the changeup. 1-0 count from Smith to Tellez. Top of the 3rd, runners at first and second. Cal with a double. Randy hit by pitch at first. Let's see if we can knock him in and get this to 4-0 or 5-0. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And it's in play and grounded out to second. And that is it. Brutal. I hate leaving guys stranded, but again, we have a 3-0 lead, so we can't complain. Let's see who's up next here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the White Sox. Missed opportunity there by the Mariners, just like Mitch Garver in the 8th with bases loaded. But again, when we have bases loaded and no outs, there's no guarantee that we're even going to get one. Most teams do, but, just because you got bases loaded with no outs, 1 out or 2 outs, there's no guarantee that that's going to lead to a run being scored, at least for Seattle. But one thing is for sure, when you do get a couple guys on base, and if you don't cash in, typically the Mariners will cash in that next inning or the inning after. So hopefully that'll be a sign for things to come. Next up, first baseman in the 8-hole, Timothy Elko. Batting in the 9-hole, left fielder, the former Seattle Mariner, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And batting third, back at the top of the order, shortstop, Chase Meidroth. And obviously with Chase and Luis Robert Jr., those are your two best players on the roster at the moment. I mean, Luis Robert Jr. right now struggling with a 181 batting average, but at some point we assume he'll be able to get that to that 270 to 280 range, but definitely a little bit slow start for him. But, you know, overall, typically, you know, normally the best player on the team with a bunch of guys that are kind of journeymen from other teams, and they manufactured this particular team. But at least you know, Rockies are sliding even more than the White Sox did last year. They're pacing for more losses, so we'll see where the White Sox go and the Rockies go here in 2025. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning. 3-0 Seattle. Let's go. Oh-2 count. Low and away with that sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Evans to Elko. Bottom of the third, 3-0 Seattle. Nobody on with no outs. Elko batting 148, OBP of 179, slugging only a mere 370. Uh-oh, back, see ya! And Timothy Elko getting the White Sox on the board, homering to left, 407 feet, 3-1 Mariners. How dare you, Timothy? Nice job by Timothy Elko there. We'll give him some love. He got the electricity going there for Chicago, so they're not going to get shut out. I see you, Elko. Don't be doing that to my guy, Logan Evans. Next up, left fielder, former Seattle Mariner third baseman, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And hopefully that'll be the only home run that we give up here today, but he fucking crushed the fuck out of that baseball. About 20 rows back. Alec in the building. What's good? First pitch from Evans to Rojas. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Tries to jam the hitter with the sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Rojas. Come on, Logan. Settle in, baby. Don't worry about the homer. You can give up 1 to 3 runs and we can still win this game. Rojas in the box. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 50 likes before this stream ends. We've been hitting about 50 to 60 almost every stream, you know, depending on the volume. And we're still waiting for our first dono on our dono train. 2-1 pitch. High and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Elko with a solo blast to left. Julio Rodriguez with a 3-run jack in the first, and we're sitting at a 3-1 game. In play, and Rojas grounds out to first, 1 away. Next up for the White Sox, 1-for-1, shortstop Chase Meidroth. And if you're looking at everybody on the team, he's the best player on the team as far as consistency. Kind of an underrated leadoff hitter. Hope you're having a good day as well, Alec. First pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone to Chase Mydroth from Logan Evans, 0-1 count. Bottom of the third inning, 3-1 Seattle. And we definitely need a payback for the 1-0 loss yesterday. I mean, especially scoring 15 runs against the Padres, one of the best teams in baseball, and only giving up 3 and sweeping them. You think, oh, well, if you sweep the Padres, you're easily going to sweep the White Sox. But, you know, it's playing up to the competition, and then that's always good because you get the best out of your players. But sometimes you play down to the competition, and that's exactly what the Mariners have done with the White Sox. And sometimes it's not just intentionally. Sometimes it's just subconsciously when you're playing a team that's, you know, kind of at the bottom end of the barrel. But we should still be able to find a way. Down goes Rojas. Next up is Miguel Vargas. First pitch to Vargas. Inside, tries to jam the hitter. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike from the former Dodger, Miguel Vargas. Brent in the building. What's good? How are you? Bottom of the third inning, 3-1 Mariners. Back-to-back walks in the first inning to JP and Polo, and a 3-run jack by Julio Rodriguez made it 3-0. And then Timothy Elko just went yard with a solo blast to left, 400-plus feet to make it 3-1. 1-1 pitch, high and away with the sweeper. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Vargas. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Vargas. Got to get out of this inning. Let's go. Only want to give up 1 run if possible. Pitch fouled off, low and at the knees by Miguel Vargas. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the third, 3-1 Mariners. And we got no time off. We start a series with the Astros. As soon as this game ends, we fly to Houston with a 4-game set. And we do get George Kirby making his MLB 2025 debut tomorrow. Very excited about that. Kind of had a couple rehab starts there for the AAA Tacoma Rainiers Mariner affiliate. And I can't wait to see what we get out of Kirby. And we get out of the inning. There we go. End of the third inning, 3-1 Mariners. Let's see who's up next here for Seattle. Shane Smith on the mound for the Chicago White Sox. And starting it off for the Mariners here in the top of the fourth. Leading off 0-for-1, right fielder Leody Taveras. Batting second, 0-for-1, second baseman Dylan Moore. Let's go, Demo. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, third baseman Ben Williamson. Let's go, Mariners. All right, we hit 31, so we got 9 more to go to get to 40, 19 more likes to hit the goal of 50 before the game ends. Appreciate you guys very, very much to all the people that have liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared, not only in this stream, but also obviously within the last few days, few weeks, few months. You know, we just broke 20,800. Now we're gaining subs left and right, and hopefully, you know, sooner than later, we'll be able to hit that 21,000 number. We're only 192 subs away. 92 subs away from 20,900, 192 from 21,000. Let's go. Let's take a look at the numbers for the pitchers up to this point. Shane Smith, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. And then for Logan Evans, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 3 Ks. Let's go Mariners. Down goes Taveras. That was way too easy. Come on, Leote. Next up is second baseman Dylan Moore. Let's go, Demo. Poison ivy rash. And Leote pops out to right on that first pitch to Palacios. Too fast there, Leote. Work the count. Well, I hope you feel better with the poison ivy rash. Is it like the one that you had a couple years ago? Because I know that one was pretty bad, whether that was poison ivy or poison oak, but I remember. I have a good memory. But I hope that you feel better. Sending hugs and love your way. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 0-1 count from Smith to Demo. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Behind in the count now 0-2 to Dylan Moore. 0-2 pitch. Low and away with the changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dylan Moore. Come on, baby. Work the count. Top of the 4th inning. 3-1 Mariners. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off right down the middle with a 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning, 3-1 lead. And if you're just tuning in to the broadcast, as another pitch is fouled off by Demo. Julio Rodriguez homered to center after back-to-back walks to start the game to JP and Polo. 3-0 Mariners, 401 feet by Julio, kicking ass and taking names. And then Timothy Elko had a solo jack to left. 407 feet in the bottom of the 3rd, and that's where we're sitting right now with a 3-1 lead. Top of the 4th, 3-1 Seattle. Let's go, baby. And Demo strikes out swinging. 2 away. Come on, Demo. Next up, 0 for 1 with a K, third baseman, Big Ben Williamson. Let's go, Ben. Let's go, baby. Get on base, baby. Let's go. First pitch takes a strike looking on the line with a curveball by Shane Smith. 0-1 count. Pitch in the zone, fouled off high and inside to Ben Williamson. 0-2 count. Well, Kirby's been injured, right? He had shoulder inflammation, and that happened in spring training. So if I was going to go, normally, you would go probably Logan Gilbert 1, and then this is like normal, like in a normal year, down goes Big Ben, go to the bottom of the 4th inning as he lines out to right. But normally it's Logan Gilbert 1, George Kirby 2, typically, right, in a normal year. Then, probably Luis Castillo 3 if this was in years past, right? And then Bryce Miller 4, Brian Wu 5. But that was in the past. Now, with the injuries and everything, Wu is an all-star this year. So, I feel like Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, if they can just settle in, but Wu is the one, even though that might not reflect, based on the order that they're in, but based on what I'm looking at, Wu is the 1, Gilbert will be the 2, George Kirby the 3, and then I would probably go Luis Castillo 4, Logan Evans 5, just based on, how they've been pitching and, how they're going to incorporate them. But, if you wanted to go Logan Gilbert 1, George Kirby 2, if you wanted to go Luis Castillo 3, and then Brian Wu 4 and Logan Evans 5 or Bryce Miller 5. I mean, we have plenty of pitchers, so it really just kind of depends on what they want to do. If they want to be loyal to Bryce Miller, even though he hasn't pitched well, or do you want to give another guy a chance? I mean, I want to see Bryce lose his job, but again, I feel like Logan Evans in 2025 gives us a better chance to win until Bryce is healthy. And then once Bryce is healthy, then we can always go back to Bryce. But by the time that happens, who knows what Logan Evans' record will be? He might be like 5-1 at that point, and I don't know if you can really bench a guy. He might be our new Brian Wu, because we brought in Wu as our 5 guy, and I feel like Logan Evans could be the new Brian Wu. So, we'll see where it goes. But Wu is our 1, and then if Gilbert can be the 2, Kirby can be the 3, Castillo can be the 4, Logan Evans can be the 5. That's how I would do the rotation. But, or you can end up going, Logan Gilbert 1, George Kirby 2, Brian Wu 3, Luis Castillo 4, Logan Evans 5. But, whatever way you want to rearrange them, we still have a very dominant pitching staff. Bottom of the 4th inning, next up here for the White Sox, former Angel catcher Matt Theis. First pitch, high and away, fouled off with a cutter, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away with the changeup there. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Theis. Bottom of the 4th inning, Seattle with a 3-1 lead. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the changeup there. 2 balls and 1 strike from Evans to Theis. But there's not very many great lefties that are going to be available. It's not like there's, like if you see, what they had, Chris Sale last year, and then obviously, you had Crochet, obviously, this year, and obviously Skeens is a righty, but if you're looking at, a good majority of the top 10 pitchers, you'll get a couple that are lefties and whatnot, and I love me some Scooball. But I'm not sure if there's going to be a guy that, maybe a lefty in the bullpen. But, we got Durangelo who can pitch right and left, but he's not ready yet. But I don't think it's really that necessary to grab a lefty, especially if the lefty isn't going to be as good as the righties that we have. So, obviously it's nice to be able to have some mix, in your pitching staff and whatnot. Like with Gabe Spire in our pen and whatnot, but... Pitch fouled off. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Evans to Theis. There's just plain and simple less good lefties that are out there, as starters and as guys in the pen. There's definitely more righties in the league. But when a lefty is good, they're really, really good. And that typically goes for, hitter as well as pitcher. In play. And Theis singled to center with no outs. Next up is center fielder Luis Robert Jr. 0 for 1 with a K. Hopefully we can get a slow dribbler right up the middle. JP to Demo to Rowdy. And we can get a double play here to get 2 outs. First pitch to Luis Robert Jr. fouled off low and inside with that sinker. 92 miles an hour, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away with that sinker. 92 miles an hour again. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Luis Robert Jr. One pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Evans to Luis Robert Jr. I know Luis Robert Jr. was on everyone's radar on the trade deadline. I don't think he would be a very good fit with the Mariners, if I'm being honest. He's only batting 181. We already have plenty of fucking guys, that are batting shitty like that. Is he a name like Randy Arozarena? Yeah, but as far as consistency, I don't think that he would be good for us. I would rather bring up guys like Harry Ford in the farm than, to trade away one of our players or to bring in something like that, personally. I think we got plenty of guys in the farm that we don't need to trade for a hitter, but maybe, grabbing a pitcher or a guy in the bullpen to help us out and, before the deadline would be smart. Grabbing a, couple relievers, maybe a lefty and a righty to help us out. Down goes Luis Robert Jr. as his struggles continue in 2025. Next up is Lennon Sosa. First pitch to Sosa, takes a strike looking low and inside, 0-1 count from Logan Evans. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-1 Seattle. Yeah, I mean, even if he ends up, starting to get hot and producing lately, again, he kind of has a, certain type of attitude. Back. See ya! Lennon Sosa homering to left. 2-run jack with Theis on board, and just like that, we're knotted up at 3. And Logan Evans, you can only give up 3 runs, and that's it. You've already given up 2 homers. You can't give up any more. You have to settle in here. If the Mariners are going to win. Nice job by Lennon Sosa. We'll give him the love, but not what you want to see as far as a Seattle Mariner fan is concerned. Next up, right fielder Joshua Palacios. Bottom of the 4th with nobody on, and we're knotted up at 3. White Sox trying to win the series. First pitch to Palacios, fouled off, 0-1 count. In the 3rd inning, we had a solo jack by Timothy Elko, and then Lennon Sosa just ended up hitting a 2-run blast there on Evans. And the game is knotted up at 3. But again, when you have a guy that is competing, back, see ya! We got to pull him now. That's his 3rd homer that he's given up. All right, got to pull him now. Lennon Sosa with a 2-run jack. Palacios just homered to right. Back-to-back homers for the White Sox. Now we're down 4-3. And again, I know that they're going to keep using him, but at this point, pull him. I know we have some problems with our pen, but, how many home runs are you going to give up here? 3 home runs for 4 runs is unacceptable there by Logan Evans. He's definitely better at home than he is on the road, but again, if you're going to go right in the zone and try to throw through the hitter because you're that type of pitcher, if the White Sox connect, they're going to make you pay, and they just did. Nice comeback by Chicago. First pitch to Vaughn, takes a strike looking in the zone, 0-1 count. But again, you got to think, this is a guy that is a AAA pitcher like Emerson Hancock, where sometimes they're going to be good, sometimes they're going to get roughed up. Same thing goes for a normal guy that is in the rotation like Bryce Miller. If you got an injury or you're off, shit like this happens. And so we're still looking to who is going to be that number 5 guy. And again, obviously Logan better at home than on the road, but we got to be able to settle in here. And Vaughn singles to center. So you're seeing back-to-back hits, back-to-back home runs. Pull him. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the game to be 6-3? And then by that time, we might not be able to come back. Next up, a guy that hit a homer back in the 3rd inning, and they're back at him again, Timothy Elko. Fucking pull him. I love Logan Evans, but again, sometimes you have to know when to say when, Yeah, still plenty of time for us to win the game. Again, the bats are going to come alive for both teams. But again, no matter how good the pitcher is, whether it's Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, Logan Evans, Emerson Hancock, Bryce Miller, any of the above, sometimes you got to make that tough decision. And yeah, I know the bullpen has been shaky, but if there was a time and a place to pull a pitcher, it's now. 3 homers within the first 4 innings. Come on, man. Not acceptable, Logan. First pitch to Elko, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch with the sweeper, 5 feet off the plate, big swing and a miss. Behind in the count now, 0-2 to Timothy Elko. Can't give up another homer again. You've already given up 3. Yeah. And Elko strikes out swinging. There we go, 2 away. Next up, the former Seattle Mariner third baseman, 0 for 1, left fielder for the White Sox, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Come on, Logan, settle in, my guy. Just because we're playing the White Sox, they may not be as bad as the Rockies this year, but nothing is guaranteed. If you throw it right down the middle, I don't care if it's the Rockies or the White Sox or, the Marlins or the Angels, teams can still hurt you. Yeah, maybe put the fucking goggles back on, man. Fucking A. First pitch is low and inside at the knees with the sweeper. 1-0 count from Evans to Rojas. And Rojas grounds out, and that's the end of the fourth inning, but the damage has already been done. Again, giving up 3 homers in this game already. I mean, at least we're only down by a run, and thankfully Julio ended up hitting that 3-run jack in the first, because if he didn't, we would definitely lose this game if we had nothing on the board, or, maybe if we only had 1. So thankfully, we were able to get that 3-run jack, but, we're going to need probably 6 runs or more to win this game. Next up for the Mariners in the top of the 5th. Let's see who's up next here for Seattle. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a run and a base on ball, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, DHing, 0 for 1 with a run, a base on ball, and a K, Jorge Polanco. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run, 3 RBIs, and a K. 3-run jack in the first inning after back-to-back walks to start the game with Crawford and Polo, Julio Rodriguez. And we're going to need Julio to continue his hot streak and bring that electricity if we're going to have any chance to win this game. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. First pitch to J.P. Crawford from Shane Smith. Takes a strike looking low and away. 0-1 count. Shane Smith, 1-3 record with a 2.05 ERA. So his ERA is pretty nice. Just no run support, but he's definitely getting it here today. 0-1 pitch, low and away with the 4-seam fastball there. 1 ball and 1 strike from Smith to Crawford. Come on, JP. One pitch, low and at the knees with the changeup, 88 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. We need you, baby. Two-one pitch in play, grounds out to first. 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a run, base on ball, and a K, DHing Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. We need base hits. We need home runs. We need anything positive. Let's go, Jorge. First pitch is high and away with a 4-seam fastball. 1-0 count. One 0 pitch in play. And grounded out to second, throw to first, 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run, 3 RBIs and a K. 3-run jack in the first inning, Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up, baby, come on. It's hard to have a guy hit 2 homers in a game, but we might need that if we're going to win against the White Sox here and win the series. And even though Logan Evans, gave up those 3 homers up to this point, I still like him. Just kind of unfortunate, on the second homer after giving up that first one. All right, we get out of the inning here. White Sox feel pretty good about that particular last few innings. We'll see what they have here next here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-3 White Sox lead. The bats have got to light up once these starting pitchers go out. It ain't over yet. Seven pitch inning. Not clearly enough working in the box there. Go to the bottom of the fifth. We're down by a run. I know what we need. Let's go, baby. We need that good luck charm. Next up for the White Sox, 1 for 2. Their best player, shortstop Chase Mydroff. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, third baseman Miguel Vargas. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run in a K, catcher Matt Thaiss. Let's go Mariners. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what you care about. Do you care about production, or do you care about, like a good person on and off the field and someone that's a teammate and that's not difficult to work with, And obviously he doesn't want to be able to play different positions and whatnot. And, again, it's one thing if you're producing, but again, sometimes it's about who you are as a man, and if you're going to be someone that's, a good teammate and whatnot. And you don't normally hear professionals saying no, by their coaches and whatnot. So I don't blame you. Production isn't everything. Sometimes, you get someone like that can cause a cancer in the locker room or in the dugout. One-two pitch. And big swing and a miss. Down goes Mydroff. We like that, baby. Down goes Chase. Striking out, swinging, one away. Nice job by Logan Evans, baby. You've been getting roughed up. Put those goggles back on, baby. Let's go. Settle in. Next up, the former Dodger, 0 for 2 with a K, third baseman, Miguel Vargas. And you can't give up any more. Again, 4 is the max. Really, the max should have been 3, but we should be able to score 5, runs, 7 to 10 hits. That's kind of the standard anyways. We just weren't expecting Logan Evans to give up 3 fucking homers. First pitch, low and away. 1-0 count from Evans to Vargas here at the bottom of the fifth, 4-3 White Sox lead. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Vargas. 1 ball and 1 strike for Logan Evans. Come on, Logan. Get that confidence back. Put those goggles back on. Vargas in the box. Evans on the mound. 1-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out and nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning, White Sox with a 4-3 lead. And if you're just tuning into the matchup, Julio Rodriguez with a 3-run jack in the first inning with back-to-back walks from JP and Polo. 3-0 Mariners. Elko homered in the bottom of the 3rd. 3-1. Seattle lead. 407-foot bomb by Elko. Then Sosa homered to left. Thaiss was on board. That made it 3-3 in the 4th. And then later in that, the next batter, Palacios, homered to right to make it 4-3. So the 3rd and the 4th inning have been very nice to the White Sox, so to speak. Down goes Vargas. I like that. 2 away. Next up, former catcher for the Angels, Matt Thaiss. First pitch from Evans to Thaiss. 5 feet off the plate with the changeup, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, Takes a strike looking in the zone with the sweeper. 83 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Theis. Come on, baby. You got to rally. One pitch. Takes a strike looking outside of the zone. Should have been called ball, but called strike. This ump is all over the place. Bad call. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Evans to Theis. Come on, Mariners. Trident's up. Keep grinding. Can't give up any more runs if you're Logan Evans. And Theis in play. Grounds out to third. Throw to first. Got him. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th inning. And this is usually where we shine the best, in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Let's see who's up next for the Mariners. Next up for Seattle, a guy that's due for a homer. 1 for 2 with a K. Trident's up. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Can you do it here? I hope so. Batting second on deck, 0 for 1 in the 5-hole, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And batting third, another guy that's due for a homer, 0 for 2 with a K, first baseman Rowdy Tellez. Let's go Mariners. Come on, Cal. Yeah, Polo has cooled off. You know, you can't expect a guy to go 330 to 450 the whole year. You know, obviously, you want him to be able to get back to the player that he was. A little concerning, but again, some guys are going to stay hot, for a long period of time. But you got to think, he was batting 330 to 450, which is outrageous, right? But again, at some point, you knew that he was going to kind of hit a wall. But it's not like he's a shitty player. He's still got the best batting average on the team as a starter. He's batting 301. And really, he's the only one in the starting lineup right now batting over 300 that's in the lineup here today. So, yeah, I mean, I know it seems like he's gone downhill from that hot streak that he was at. But, again, you can't expect Polo to play like Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani for the whole season. But still has a good batting average. But we are still waiting for that moment where he heats up again. So. But hey, I'm not the only one like yourself that's like, where the fuck is he at? Like, we need him. Again, it's like you had JP with almost a 20-game consecutive hit streak. He started to cool off, but he's starting kind of to get back into the rhythm. Polo has cooled off. Ben Williamson, so to speak, has cooled off, but Julio has gotten extra hot. So again, Randy's kind of cooled off as well. He never really was hot to begin with. Had a good series against the Tigers, against Skubal, and really a guy that's just being hit by pitchers, left and right, and is, gaining walks, but not really a consistent hitter in the box, and sometimes lazy in the outfield. So, but again, we have enough players and pitchers on this team to win. It's just, being consistent. We have Isert entering the game there for Shane Smith, and we got Big Dumper in the box. 1-1 pitch, high, and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Isert to Big Dumper. Come on, baby. Two-one pitch, low and away with that slider. 3 balls and 1 strike from Isert to Big Dumper. Top of the 6th, we're down by a run. We need somebody to step up. Thankfully, we started off the game with back-to-back walks by Shane Smith, and then Julio slammed it for a 3-run jack. But since then, it's been pretty quiet. We only have 2 hits, and we're kind of pacing where we were yesterday when we only had 4 total. Something's got to give. Pitch is fouled off right down the middle. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Come on, Cal. We need you, baby. Keep grinding this at-bat out. Top of the 6th inning, Mariners down by a run. Either getting, some solo jacks or some homers there. There it is. Back. See ya. There you go. You ask and you shall receive. Big dumper with the homer. You ask for it and you fucking get it. We're knotted up at 4, baby. We knew that he was overdue. There we go. Trident's up. Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Woo! Let's go, baby. There we go, Cal. That's exactly what we fucking needed, baby. Hell yeah. We're back in it, and that's what you need. You need to stop the bleeding, and then you need to be able to match, their homers for one of ours. Julio and Cal now homering in this game. Can we get another homer? Left fielder, Randy Arozarena. First pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch from Isert to Randy, fouls that one off. Behind in the count now, 0-2. We're knotted up at 4, and we got ourselves a little slugfest. Let's go. Pitch is low and away. Fouled that one off with the changeup. 0-2 count from Isert to Randy. And it kind of feels like if we're going to get another guy to homer, it's going to be this guy. If we get another homer in the game. Just trying to talk this shit into existence. Let's go, baby. Sometimes, you have a feeling when certain guys are due for a homer or when a magic moment's going to happen. And obviously when Julio and Cal are both playing well, it's hard to beat us. But we're still going to need that other player, whoever that may be, to step up. Either a Rowdy Tellez, home run, or, some nice base knocks, out of guys like Ben Williamson and JP that cause, a positive RBI situation later in the game. Pitch is fouled off. As it jammed the hitter at the knees. Still count 0-2 to Randy Arozarena. Let's go. I mean, he's the best player on the team, no question. Based on his leadership, what he does for all the pitching staff, being a switch hitter, being a great defender from the knees, throwing guys out at first and second. Again, Julio, obviously came in as the popular player, but this is not Julio's team. This is Cal Raleigh's team. Brian Wu, Cal Raleigh, Andres Munoz, and Dan Wilson should be in the All-Star game. And if Julio keeps it up, he may be a backup as well. Pitch fouled off. Randy grinding out this at-bat, 6 pitches in. 5 consecutive foul balls in a row by Randy Arozarena. Top of the 6th inning, we're knotted up at 4. But again, this is like, 2 different series that, really show you it playing up to the competition and getting the most out of your players and beating the Padres, scoring 15 and only giving up 3, and then kind of playing down to the competition to the White Sox and, them hanging around. And again, it's like whether it's consciously or subconsciously, but it happens. But, we're going to bring up that energy because we got the Astros in Houston for a 4-game set. So we're going to be on our best behavior, maybe, and we're going to get it done. And Randy Arozarena strikes out swinging, 1 away. And again, going from a high-end team to a low-end team and right back to our number 1 rival, the Houston Astros, we're going to be wheeling and dealing against them. Big facts. All right, next up, first baseman Rowdy Tellez, another guy that's due for a homer. If they can hit 2 homers in an inning, why the fuck can't we? Let's go. First pitch outside, takes a strike swinging on a pitch 5 feet off the plate. That's not going to get a home run, Rowdy. 0-1 count. Be patient, my guy. Wait for that pitch in the zone. 0-1 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball, 5 feet off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike from Isert to Tellez. Yeah, mine as well. I was already sold, on Big Dumper in the rookie year in 2021, and then in 2022, and he became a regular starter. Pitch fouled off, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Isert to Tellez. And again, I don't usually buy baseball cards on eBay that aren't graded, but I ended up buying a Cal Auto Topps Heritage rookie card. As soon as he hit the homer, against the Athletics and got us into the playoffs for the first time in 20 plus years, that's when I bought it. And I was looking through all of the autographs, rookie cards that he had that were graded, but I didn't really see any that I liked. So I figured I would go for one of the raw cards that I thought that looked nicer. And, my hunch was right. This is going to be not only one of the best players on the team, he'll be the best Mariner catcher in our team's history, and he already is. And he's only played like 4 years. So just imagine if Cal stays for 15 to 20 years, he's going to end up being one of the best catchers of all time when it's all said and done. Facts. Count now is full with that pitch outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rowdy Tellez. 3-2 pitch, and he strikes out looking. God damn it, Rowdy. 2 away. We're going to need that bat to come alive at some point later in the game, man. Maybe in the 8th. Next up, 0 for 2, right fielder, Leody Taveras. Come on, Leody. And another thing I want to be able to see out of this Mariner team, can we drop down a bunt or 2? We should be doing that standard every game, especially when things have, been a little bit cool for some of the guys, in the box. You can always open it up and do something different. First pitch to Leody Taveras at the knees with a 4-seam fastball, 1-0 count. Top of the 6th inning, we're knotted up at 4. And Julio with a 3-run blast in the first inning to give us a 3-0 lead. Cal with the solo dinger to be able to tie it up 4-4. And hopefully we can end up taking the lead in the next couple innings. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Leody Taveras. 2-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 3-0 count to Leody Taveras. That should end up turning into a walk as long as he doesn't have some kind of ego here. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the pipe. 3 balls and 1 strike to Leody Taveras. And if you just don't swing here, more than likely this will be a ball and you'll go to first. Top of the 6th inning, we're knotted up at 4. Much better game than yesterday's 1-0, 1 hour and a half rain delay, where the pitchers did well, but the bats were very cold. And no one likes losing 1-0, especially after an hour and a half rain delay, but that's what we got. In play, and Taveras singles to left. There we go. I'll take that. That's as good as a walk. Nice job by Leody with a nice single with 2 outs. Next up, second baseman, 0 for 2 with a K. Another guy that's kind of cooled off, Dylan Moore. Come on, Demo. We need you. 2 new photos, plus my favorite one. Let's go, baby. No excuses. Demo is a guy that could end up giving you that unexpected homer as well. He's kind of overdue for a homer. It's been a minute. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. Show some love. Your boy grinds every day. This is my full-time job. We need 6 more likes to be able to get to 40, 16 more to get to 50. Let's go, Demo. All right, we're having a pitching change. And they went from Smith, Isert to now they're going to be bringing in Castro. Yeah, definitely one of the best, players at DH that the league has ever seen and will ever see. An absolute stud. A big reason why we actually can fucking hit now. I'm always a big Ken Griffey Jr. guy, big Randy Johnson guy, big Edgar Martinez guy, big Ichiro guy, big Cal and Julio guy. But you're not going to see too many of that. We're built like this. Edgar Martinez, stud. There's a reason why he's in the Hall of Fame, baby. All right, now hopefully we can rough up this pitcher as well and go on a little bit of a rally. We have been known to go on rallies with 2 outs. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners, but we need more. Top of the 6th inning with a runner at first, and now Leote steals second. There you go. Get into runners in scoring position now. Nice job by Leote. Good awareness. Come on, Demo. I got the action shot, the celebration after the home run, and just a swaggy look with those City Connects. Come on, Demo. Bring that electricity, baby. And down goes Demo. Brutal. Got to find a way to manufacture more. I mean, I guess this isn't really the hit or, hit RBI, back to back to back. It's more of the home run type of game. But normally when we hit 2, that 3rd or 4th home run, may be near. But, I still would like to see us go on a nice back to back to back, 3 hits in a row and knock in a run. Maybe we'll get that later in the matchup here as their bullpen hopefully will continue to struggle. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning and see who's next up for the White Sox. Next up for the White Sox, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and with 2 RBI, second baseman Lenyn Sosa. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball, right fielder Joshua Palacios. Sosa went yard, Palacios went yard to make it 4-3, but then big dumper, getting a solo jack to tie it up 4-4. Let's go Mariners. I appreciate that. Gained a couple subs here today, which is always good. Shout out to all the people that have subbed to the channel recently, as well as all the OGs that watch. Now we only need 90 more to get to 20,900, 190 to get to 21,000 subs on the stream. Over 4.3 million views on the channel and a lot of content to be able to go through. That's for damn sure. Over 2,400 videos and live streams just since 2017. Let's go. And looks like we're at 35. 5 more likes to get to 40. 15 more likes to hit the goal to get to 50 before the game ends. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Smash that like button if you haven't done it already. First pitch to Luis Robert Jr. with a sweeper outside. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch from Logan Evans. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike from Evans to Luis Robert Jr. 1-1 pitch from Logan Evans, fouled off by Luis Robert Jr. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luis Robert Jr. here in the bottom of the 6th with a 4-4 tie. 1-2 pitch. Low and away with that cutter. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Logan Evans. Come on, baby. Finish strong, Logan. You gave up 3 home runs this game. You can't give up any more. 3-2 pitch. And got him. Luis Robert Jr. strikes out swinging and definitely struggling in 2025. Mariners don't need any part of Luis Robert Jr. We already have Julio Rodriguez. Luis Robert Jr. is a downgrade. Next up, second baseman, Lenyn Sosa. And Sosa with a 2-run jack in the bottom of the 4th with Theis on board. Don't get any ideas. No 2-run games. Let's go. Let's go, baby. In play. And Sosa flying out to center to Julio Rodriguez. 2 away. Let's go. Nice job, Julio. Next up, another guy with a solo jack, Joshua Palacios. First pitch, low and at the knees, fouled off by Palacios, 0-1 count. Bottom of the 6th, we're knotted up at 4. Come on, Logan, finish strong, my guy. And essentially, Logan Evans is a AAA pitcher. But again, if we can find a way to win this game, you know, it's just about getting him that experience, and then we're going to have to decide between him, Emerson Hancock, or an injured Bryce Miller. And it really comes down to either Bryce Miller or Logan Evans. No one thinks Hancock is good enough to be in the starting rotation. He's just kind of the emergency guy when we need someone to fill in the lineup. All right, the Mariners get out of the inning. Let's go to the top of the 7th, and we're still knotted up at 4. Let's see who's up next for Seattle. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, third baseman Ben Williamson dropped down the bunt. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a run and a base on ball, shortstop J.P. Crawford dropped the bunt. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a run, base on ball and a K, DHing Jorge Polanco. Come on, Polo. Come on, JP. Let's go, Big Ben. We need something here. Let's get the rally started and take the lead. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. It's not likely that Julio's going to hit another homer. You know, Mariner players typically don't hit 2 in a game. You know, I hope that it happens for you, but I don't think it will, if I'm just being honest. It would be awesome if it does, but it's not often that we have a guy hit 2 in a game. Pretty rare. I am a Brahma Bull. I'm a Taurus. I got the same birthday as Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Pat McAfee, and a few other celebrities. I think Kyle Busch has the same birthday. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Pat McAfee. And I know there's another guy that's pretty famous as well with that birthday. Let's see, who do we got? We got Dwayne Johnson, David Beckham. That's what I was thinking of. Paul George. But obviously, mostly for The Rock and Pat McAfee. We know how to spit on the mic. First pitch from Castro to Mastrobuoni, pinch hitting. Inside with that sinker. 1-0 count. I don't know if I like Miles Mastrobuoni coming in for Ben Williamson, but we'll see. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Miles Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. 2-0 pitch in play and grounds out to the pitcher. Throw to first, 1 away. Mastrobuoni and Solano are pretty much useless, but, you know, it is what it is. Call up Harry Ford and, Tyler Locklear from the AAA affiliate Tacoma Rainiers. We'd be in a better situation, especially with guys like Garver, Solano, and Mastrobuoni that I don't want to say they're completely worthless, but I mean, we're not really getting a whole lot out of those 3 guys. Next up, J.P. Crawford. First pitch, high and away with that slider, 1-0 count. I mean, especially if guys that are batting like around 200, you know, we can get that out of a AAA guy. You know, whether it be Cole Young, Tyler Locklear, or Harry Ford, I'm sure of it. 2-0 pitch, high and away. 3-0 count from Castro to JP. This should lead into a walk to JP Crawford. Come on, JP. Let's go, Crawdaddy. We need you, baby. Start the rally. Top of the 7th. Nobody on. 1 out. We're knotted up at 4 with a 3-0 count from Castro to Crawford. And there we go. 4-pitch walk. Nice job by JP. Not being greedy there. No ego. And we ain't talking Ethan Page. Next up, DHing Jorge Polanco. I mean, normally they substitute Polo for Mitch Garver, but maybe they're going to wait for one more at-bat here by Polo. But also, too, we have a right-handed pitcher, not a left-handed pitcher. If it was a lefty, they would have went Garver for Polo, but Garver just doesn't swing. Left bases loaded and left us stranded in the 8th yesterday where we could have won the game, and we ended up losing 1-0. But, you know, it is Mitch Garver after all. In play, and Polo hit by a pitch. There we go. As long as our players aren't getting hurt. JP with a 4-pitch walk. Polo getting hit and going to first. All right, here we go. Same kind of situation that we had in the first inning. JP got walked, Polo got walked, and then Julio hit a 3-run blast. So now you get a walk hit by a pitch. Could we get another 3-run jack by Julio Rodriguez and make this parlay by Nick come true? Let's see and find out. It would be great if it happens. We would all be thrilled as Mariner fans. Let's go, Julio. But even at this, rate, I think that we would be completely happy with like an RBI single. Best case scenario, 3-run blast, to make it 7-4, and then we would win the game. But, even if he gets an RBI single here, or even a single to make it bases loaded, that would be good here for Julio Rodriguez. And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change. They're just going through pitchers like it's nothing. They're going through pitchers like Dominic goes through chicken tenders. My goodness. Top of the 7th, runners at first and second. We're knotted up at 4. How many pitchers is that? Is this going to be their 5th? Their 4th. Now they're going with Leisure. Let's go, Julio. Let's go, Mariners. Find a way. Top of the 7th inning. Pitching change here for the White Sox. We're knotted up at 4 with 1 out. Julio Rodriguez in the box. Let's go, baby. Same situation happened in the beginning of the game. Walked JP Crawford. Walked Jorge Polanco. And then Julio went yard with a 3-run blast in the first inning to give us a 3-0 lead. But we were not able to hang on to that lead. White Sox have hit 3 homers on Logan Evans. But hopefully we can find a way for some magic to happen here. Let's go. Let's go, J-Rod. I don't know how many photos he needs for something good to happen, but we'll keep doing them. Let's go, baby. Keep that hot streak alive. Be electric, Julio. Matt in the building. What's good? Leisure relieving Castro. Normally don't really look at zodiac signs for baseball players, but interesting that Griffey and Ichiro are Scorpios. I mean, most of the time when people ask that question, it's usually when you're looking to date someone or you're looking into somebody, and whatnot, if you follow the the zodiac signs and whatnot. But interesting. Top of the 7th inning, runners at first and second. Another pitching change here by the White Sox. Leisure coming in. Julio in the box. First pitch from Leisure to Julio. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. In play. And fielder's choice. Rodriguez grounds out to the fielder's choice. Polo out at second. We have runners now at first and third with 2 outs. Maybe this guy could be the guy that hits 2 home runs in the game. He's more likely to hit 2 in a game than Julio. And we've seen Cal, do it, Polo do it, Demo do it. But we'll see if we can get something here. Top of the 7th with runners on the corners at first and third. Next up is Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Use that fucking torpedo bat. Give us a 3-run blast or even an RBI single so we can take the lead. We don't want to squander an opportunity to win the game like we did with bases loaded with 1 out with Mitch Garver, and we got fucked in that situation. So let's go, Cal. Base knock. Trident's up. We'll take anything of the above. Let's go. 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Leisure to Big Dumper. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 50 likes before the stream ends. And we're still looking for the first dono on the dono train. Top of the 7th, 4-4 Mariners and White Sox. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. 1-1 count from Leisure to Big Dumper. Let's go. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Leisure to Raleigh. Come on, baby. Let's go, Cal. And Cal, was our most clutch hitter in 2024 late in games. He was absolutely incredible, from the 6th to the 9th inning. And hopefully that will continue here in this matchup against Jordan Leisure. 1 for 2 with 2 home run there against Jordan in his career. Pitch is high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike with runners at the corners at first and third with 2 outs. We're knotted up at 4. We just need an RBI single to take the lead 5-4. Best case scenario, 3-run blast by Cal with the torpedo bat, and we're up 7-4. Top of the 7th, knotted up at 4. Runners on the corners, first and third with 2 outs. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs from Leisure to Cal Raleigh. And there's a walk. We'll take that. We'll take that. Good eye by Cal. And now we got bases loaded with 2 outs. Big opportunity, just like Julio had, hitting his 2nd grand salami in his career. Could Randy do the same thing? Next up, 0 for 2 with a K, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Not really a guy that you typically can trust in a situation like this, but you never know. All it takes is 1 swing, and this game could be over. Come on, Randy. I don't even need a fucking home run. Hell, I'll even take a walk from you, because it seems like you're really prone to striking out. So if we can get anything but a strikeout, even getting a freebie run, taking a walk, but Randy is super aggressive in the box like Julio, so getting a walk from Randy is probably not something that's going to happen here. Pitch fouled off on back-to-back pitches, and now he's behind in the count 0-2, almost like a similar Julio Rodriguez at-bat. Work the fucking count, Randy. Understand your time and your place and your role on this team. Come on, Randy. You can do it. RBI single, making it 5-4. RBI double would make it 6-4. Pitch is high and away. Fouled that one off. Still behind in the count 0-2. Top of the 7th, bases loaded, 2 outs. We had bases loaded in the 8th with Mitch Garver, and we were able to come up with nothing, and then we fucking lost 1-0. Let's not have it happen again. Come on, Randy. Pitch is inside. High and tight with that 4-seam fastball to Arozarena. 1 ball and 2 strikes with bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Come on, Randy. We need that electricity from you. Let's go. Come on, Randy. Randy might be more trustworthy than Miles Mastroboni, Mitch Garver, and Donovan Solano, but that's not really saying a whole lot. Top of the 7th, bases loaded. We're knotted up at 4 with a 1-2 count from Leisure to Randy Arozarena. And Randy in play. and grounds out to the fielder's choice, and that is it. Brutal. Fuck. Another bases loaded opportunity squandered by the Mariners, and we're knotted up at 4 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Brutal, brutal, brutal. You can only have that happen so many times before it comes back to bite you. Next up, 1 for 2, DHing Andrew Vaughn. I still think we can win this game, but we're really going to have to grind it out. On deck, batting second, 1 for 2 with a homer, first baseman Timothy Elko. And batting third, 0 for 2, left fielder, the former Seattle Mariner, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Let's go Mariners. And Logan Evans is at 90 pitches, so I assume that he will not be back in. Who are the Mariners going to bring in? And Legomina is coming in for Logan Evans. All right, Casey, do your thing. Let's go, baby. And coming into the matchup yesterday, he had a 3-1 record, an ERA of 1.84 for a bullpen guy starting. Casey Legomina and Casey Lawrence actually did well, but the bats did not come alive yesterday. We only had 4 hits total, no homers, and we ended up losing fucking 1-0 yesterday, which is probably the worst way you can fucking lose a baseball game against a team that's not as good as you. First pitch from Legomina to Vaughn, takes a strike looking in the zone, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Legomina to Vaughn. 1-1 pitch, big swing. No, decides not to. Takes a strike looking there at the knees. I thought he was going to swing there. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Legomina to Vaughn. 1-2 pitch in play and flied out to left to Randy Arozarena, 1 away. Next up, first baseman, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI and a K, solo dinger, Timothy Elko. Miles Mastrobuoni in the game now at third for Ben Williamson. I don't know if I like that either. It's like we need better backups, when to fill in for our guys, when they end up, having guys come in to pinch hit late in games. We need to bring up the guys from the farm. Cole Young, Harry Ford, Tyler Locklear. I guarantee that those 3 guys in AAA would get more than Donovan Solano, Miles Mastrobuoni, and Mitch Garver. 100%. 0-1 pitch. Right down the middle with the strike looking. 1 ball and 1 strike to Timothy Elko. 1-1 pitch, high and away with a strike in the corner. Trying to paint that corner by Legomina. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. We're knotted up at 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Come on, baby. Let's go. We need all the good luck charms as possible. And then we got no days off. We got a 4-game set starting tomorrow. And George Kirby makes his 2025 MLB debut after being injured in spring training with shoulder inflammation. We can't wait to see George. And Elko reached on an infield single to the shortstop. Brutal. Come on now. Next up, the former Seattle Mariner third baseman, left fielder, Hollywood Josh Rojas. First pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone, 0-1 count. And hopefully Rojas will hit a slow dribbler to JP where we can throw and get a nice double play here and get out of the inning. Elko gets that ball past Demo on that previous at-bat. Come on, Demo, you got to be better. 0-1 pitch, high and away with a four-seam fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike from Legomina to Rojas. Wonder if they're going to charge Demo with an error there. Should have had that. Dropped it out of his glove. Two-one pitch, high and inside. Four-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike from Legomina to Rojas. Come on, baby. Come on, Casey. And pitches outside, and that is a 5-pitch walk. Come on. Runners now at first and second with 1 out. Brutal. Don't let this game slip through our fingers. God damn it. Next up, shortstop Chase Mydroth. And this is their best hitter on the team. Got to be very careful here or we're going to lose right here. Runners at first and second with 1 out with their best hitter in the box. One for 3 with a K here today. A couple hits yesterday as well. Got to be very careful how you pitch to Chase. Mydroth just hovering right under 300, 297 average, 1 for 3 today. And hopefully Legomina will settle in. Can't give up any runs in this inning. Woodworth, Cal Raleigh, and Legomina having a little meeting at the mound. First pitch from Legomina to Mydroth. In there with a strike. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Sinker fouled off. High and inside. Behind in the count now 0-2. Got to get Chase out here. Bottom of the 7th with runners at first and second with 1 out. Casey Legomina coming in for relief. And Chase Mydroth in the box. Yeah, the only difference is that we had 4 hits yesterday and had 0. We have 4 hits today, we have 4. So not really the same vibe. You know, it was a 1-0 game yesterday. This is 4-4. So just got to be able to find a way. In play, and there's Chase. Like I told you, their best hitter. Singles to right. Elko scores. Now we're down 5-4. Fucking A. Casey Legomina isn't really the guy that fucks things up that often, but he does there. Next up is third baseman Miguel Vargas. First pitch to Miguel Vargas, the former Dodger, fouled off. 0-1 count. Now runners out the corners at first and third. Mariners down by a run. I mean, the White Sox are really trying to make us earn this series win. Game one, had a rain delay of an hour and a half. That fucked us over yesterday, losing 1-0, and the bats have started to come alive for the White Sox here in the rubber match in game number 3. What happens when you play down to the competition? Sometimes they'll punch you in the mouth and you can't recover. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Vargas. Behind in the count now 0-2 from Casey Legomina. Legomina, 0-2 pitch. Low and away with a sweeper, 79 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Runners on the corners at first and third. We have to stop the bleeding here. We cannot let them score another run, because if they do, we probably won't come back. You know, we have to keep it within 1 run, just based on how things have gone in this game. And Vargas strikes out swinging. There we go. 2 away. Down goes Miguel. Next up for the White Sox, 1 for 3 with a run and a K, former Angel catcher Matt Theist. Got to get Theist out. First pitch high and away with a four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike from Legomina to Theist. Nice. It's always good to be able to watch along, instead of just hear me call the game, when you can watch the game as well. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Bottom of the 7th, runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs. White Sox taking a 5-4 lead. And again, it's been not the game that we expected, from Logan Evans giving up 3 homers, but this is still a winnable game. But it definitely shows you that regardless if you play an elite team like the Padres and you score 15 runs and they only score 3 and you sweep them, people automatically thinking that you're just going to sweep the White Sox because they're a bad team. But again, different team, different energy, different weather. And it's like, you play up to the competition with the Padres because they're a great team, a playoff team, a team that could make a World Series, or a team that is bad, that has no chance in the playoffs like the White Sox, and you don't bring that same type of energy. And when that happens, it's dangerous when you can end up losing. And right now we're on the brink of possibly losing a series to a team that we have no business losing to. But we're going to get the focus right back starting tomorrow because we got a 4-game set with our rival, the Houston Astros. So we're definitely going to be able to bring the energy and the swagger. I just hope that we can have a little bit of swagger in the 8th and the 9th so we can come back and win this game. We want to start really strong against the Astros. We don't want to lose the first couple games in that series. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Mydroth the second. Runners now at second and third. And we get out of the inning, thank God. Still not ideal, based on what we've been getting out of Logan Evans and Casey Legomina, who have been pretty reliable most of the time. So just a quick update for anyone that's just tuning in. In the top of the first inning, they walked JP, they walked Polo. Julio came up and hit a 401-foot 3-run jack to give us a 3-0 lead in the first inning. We were feeling good. Then in the bottom of the third, Elko homered to left, 3-1 Mariners. Then in the bottom of the fourth, Sosa with a 2-run jack with Theist on board. Then it was 3-3. Then we started getting a little worried. Then the next batter after Sosa in the fourth, Palacios with a solo jack, 4-3 White Sox. And then Cal Raleigh matched that energy in the top of the 6th with a solo jack to make it 4-4. And then right back in the bottom of the 7th, Chase Mydroth singled to right, their best player on the team. Elko scored from third, and now we have a 5-4 game where we're down by a run, and we have 2 innings to come back. Hopefully we can. I'm grinding, man. I'm working every day, 7 days a week. All I do is, grind on this channel, spend time with my pup, walking her 5 miles a day. I read and watch film all day, about 4 to 6 hours a day. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, keeping up with what's going on in WWE and AEW. It's, this is who I am. This is my life. It's Paisley and the channel. So let's go to the top of the 8th inning and see if we have anything left. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's try to get to 50 likes here before the stream ends. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train, which is odd. We never go 2 hours without our first dono, which is a little odd, but I know someone will come through before the stream ends. All right, we need 8 more likes to hit the goal. We're at 42. So we have at least 20 people in the room that haven't done it. So if we can get 8 of the 20 to do it, we'll hit the goal for the stream. We're at 42 likes. We only need 50. Anything above that is great. Next up for the Mariners here in the top of the 8th, Rowdy Tellez. First pitch to Rowdy Tellez from Vassell. Takes a strike looking high and away, 0-1 count. Come on, Rowdy. Oh, 1 pitch. Low and away, 10 feet off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike from Vassell to Tellez. Top of the 8th inning, 5-4 White Sox lead. Vassell on the mound, Tellez in the box. Come on, Rowdy. 1-1 pitch in play. And there we go. Run, run, run. And Rowdy with a double. Here we go. We're about to tie this game up, baby. Nice job, Rowdy. You know, when a big fella can get a double, just like Cal Raleigh, you know, this guy's a little bit thicker, even though we call this guy the big dumper. Nice job by Rowdy Tellez. Chugga, 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 chugga. Make your way to second base. Nice double for Tellez. And then you're going to have Leo Rivas pinch run for him. Good decision by Dan Wilson. Next up, 1 for 3, right fielder Leody Taveras. Drop the bunt down. You drop the bunt down towards first base, you easily can end up getting Leo Rivas, you know, instead of Rowdy Tellez trying to make that move. But if this is me right here and I'm the manager, I'm dropping the bunt down. Oh, but he decides to swing. Back, back, back. See ya! Wow, Rowdy Tellez getting on base with the double, and right after that, Leody Taveras, 2-run jack, 6-5 Mariners. Woo! Let's go! Woo! 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 There we go. Big homer by Leody Taveras. Nice job to give us the 6-5 lead. We're winning the game now. Hell yeah. Next up, in the 8-hole, second baseman Dylan Moore. Let's go, Demo. He can't believe it. First pitch, takes a strike swinging in the zone. 0-1 count. Fuck yeah, let's go, baby. Never count the Mariners out, no matter how bad it looks. 1-1 pitch, fouled off by Demo from Vassell. We were just looking for that right pitcher that we could go yard on. And again, this hasn't been a game where we've gone back-to-back hits. This has been the home run game on both sides. And again, you know, I didn't expect Logan Evans to give up 3 homers, but hey, we got 3 homers as well. Julio Rodriguez with a 3-run jack, right? We got obviously a solo jack by Cal Raleigh, and maybe the most unexpected guy in the lineup to get a homer, Leody Taveras, with a 2-run jack to give us a 6-5 lead late, and this definitely makes up for that 1-0 lead that we couldn't expand on, you know, yesterday when we had bases loaded with Mitch Garver and we lost. Demo grounds out to second, 1 away. Next up is Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's go. Here we go, baby. Really fun team to watch. I mean, every once in a while you'll have a dud like yesterday, but most of the games the Mariners have played this season have been really fun to watch. You know, it's like that chaos ball where, you know, they're kind of fucking with our heartstrings. You know, we're winning and then we're losing, and then we're winning and then we're losing, and way late in games to come back. And the Seattle Mariners are one of the top 3 teams in MLB in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. And so again, it's never over till it's over. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone from Vassell. 1 ball and 1 strike from Vassell to Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. I mean, I would have been totally cool with dropping the bunt down by Leody, and we could have got Rivas to third that way and then maybe try to get an RBI. But even better when Taveras goes for a 2-run jack. Super unexpected, but exactly what we needed. 1-1 pitch. High and away, 10 feet off the plate with that sinker, 88 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike to Miles Mastrobuoni. 2-1 pitch in play, and Mastrobuoni making his paycheck worthwhile. Singles to center. Nice job by Miles. Great rally this inning. Much better than bases loaded and getting nothing with Mitch Garver at last game. Huge. Nice job by Miles. Now we're back at the top of the order. 0 for 2 with a run and 2 walks. Shortstop J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. Another guy that is overdue for a homer. Appreciate you, my guy.
I don't have Mariner cards on the borders that I can put up. I'm sorry, bro. Like I said, I had to actually go through hundreds of card photos to be able to find this one that actually fits. So stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little cactus jack, bang, bang. We're at 298 to go. But if there's something else that you want to be able to see, but again, for my particular background, you have to have the right size and the right shape. And literally, I went through hundreds of photos, and I tried to find stuff that's usually more like vintage, that looks old school, that looks cool. But yeah, I don't have anything Seattle Mariners that I can put up that will fit, that will look good. Now, I can find like random Mariner cards, on the internet and throw those up, but again, if there's something else that I can bring up for you, let me know, like with one of your favorite players, but I do appreciate you. Yeah, like I said, everything that I do is calculated for, with how the setup looks and the music and everything else. Top of the 8th, and we got a 1-1 pitch, JP in play, and a fielder's choice, runner out, Mastroboni out at second, and we still got a runner there at first with 2 away. These are all beats actually from my buddy Brooks Beats. He's a up-and-coming, beat maker here in the Pacific Northwest. And obviously, I have his permission to be able to go through. And this particular song is called Drizzle. But again, I told him, it's not just big rappers that you need to be able to look at. It could be, rappers, R&B singers, commercials, TV, movies. There's a lot of ways that you can get your beats implemented and whatnot. And, like I said, I used to use just a couple, default generic beats that came with the software. But, he sent me a bunch of beats that he's been working on. So I decided to be able to showcase them on the channel with obviously his permission. Next up is Jorge Polanco with 2 away. Mariners taking a 6-5 lead with a 2-run jack by Leody Taveras. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking again. Now behind in the count 0-2 from Vassell to Polo. I'm a big card guy. So let me see what I can find. See, like depending on how many cards have to go over to be able to make it fit. So based on, the setup, you just can't use any photo. Like you just have to go through many, many photos to be able to figure out, if it'll be able to work or not. So. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 6-5 Mariners. Luckily, I was able to meet Ken Griffey Jr. when I was 7. I mean, I got a lot of stuff, and whatnot. But I had a choice, between the Fleer and like the Bowman. But I always liked the Donruss look. I know it's the junk wax era, but it's the era that I grew up in. And I just always thought that Ken Griffey Jr. looked like a pimp in this photo. And I love the Rated Rookie series. So even though it's not as valuable, as like maybe the Upper Deck, that everyone obviously tried to get, I got that as well. But still, one of my favorite cards in that particular series with all the rookie cards that came out. But then I can show you, see if I can find it here. And Luis Robert Jr. grounds out to the shortstop, 1 away. right, let me see if I can find my Cal. There it is. Next up is Lennon Sosa. First pitch to Sosa in the zone, called ball. But this is the Cal that I have. It's the heritage, and I just love the old school look. As you can tell, like with my background cards, it's similar to that. Little circle, got a little, image of the player, a nice clean autograph on card. And again, they never had this available graded when he hit the home run, in 2022, when he was able to get us into the playoffs. First time in 20 plus years. But again, I never buy cards raw on eBay. And that was the first time, because I was a believer in Cal, even when we first brought him in 2021. And when he ended up hitting that home run to get us in, that was, a feeling that I knew that he was going to pan out and, be potentially our best catcher in our team history, even in the short span that he's played for us. Next up is Palacios. 6-5 Mariner lead. First pitch to Palacios fouled off. 0-1 count. There was a lot of other graded cards of Cal, back at that time period, but nothing that I thought that looked as good as that one. And, I'm not, I guess some people, it's about value and money, but sometimes it's about like what the card looks like. And obviously on-card autos are better than sticker autos, and that as well. So, obviously I have kind of a sense of style, what I'm trying to collect and whatnot. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike from Carlos Vargas to Jorge Palacios. All right, I see you, Joshua. 2-1 pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Joshua Palacios. Let's go, Vargas. Yeah, but I got a couple Julio autos. I had a third Julio auto that I got that I ended up giving to my best friend. So there's no point of me having 3 Julio graded autos and he have none. So a lot of my collection, I'll pass down to my best friend and whatnot. So, I've been collecting sports cards, magazines, action figures. You name it. Transformers, G.I. Joe, McFarlane, starting lineups, baseball, basketball, football cards, bobbleheads, posters. You name it, I collect it. And I've been collecting heavy for, many, many years. I started collecting at 5 and I'm 43. So you can imagine how many boxes that I have. And, I probably have, I would say 95% of my collection is in box. I don't have a lot of stuff out of box, some, little wrestling figures here and there from my childhood and stuff like that. A couple McFarlanes maybe that are loose, but a majority of the collection is still mint in box. So let's go to the top of the 9th inning and see if the Mariners can add on a little bit more. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 4, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, big dumper catcher, Cal Raleigh. And batting third, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go Mariners. Yeah, most people think that, I'm either in my late 20s or mid 30s or late 30s. It just kind of depends on the individual, and whatnot, whether they're male or female. So top of the 9th, 6-5 Mariners. What a comeback for Seattle. Love it. 3 homers given up by Logan Evans, but the Mariners being able to capitalize and get 3 homers back. That doesn't happen that often. But again, we can't lose the series to the White Sox after putting up 15 runs in 3 games against the Padres and them only putting up 3 total and getting a sweep. So we just hit 50 likes. We hit the goal. Anything above that will be great. So if you are in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's see if we can get to 60 before the game ends. we're at 298 to go. Happy birthday, Stormbomb. And we're going to start the series against your Astros tomorrow. And George Kirby making his 2025 MLB debut after having shoulder inflammation during spring training. We don't know how rusty Kirby's going to be, but it's going to be exciting to see him out there. Julio in play on an 0-1 pitch. Grounds out to third, throw to first. One away. Down goes Julio. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Having a good game. I put him on the thumb for a reason. 2 for 3 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball. Something told me that he would be one of the heroes today. And Cal doing the business. Let's go. First pitch from Wilson to Cal, 5 feet off the plate, 1-0 count. Yeah, we already are at 50. We need 10 more to get to 60. Happy birthday, Stormbomb. You might be a rival fan of the Astros, and, Mariners and Astros hate each other, but I don't hate you. You don't hate me. We see eye to eye. And again, what happened in the past with the organization happened in the past. No one's going to forget about that, but there's no point of, prodding and trying to cause a fight when there doesn't need to be one. I'm glad that you're a part of this channel, and good luck, in this upcoming series. We got 4 games to go at each other one-on-one, and we'll see who the best man is, obviously, at week's end. It could end up being a 2-2 split. One team could win 3 out of 4. I don't think a team is going to sweep. Astros winning 4, Mariners winning 4. The most common would be 2-2, but I do think there is a chance that the Mariners, if they get hot and win the first 2 games, they could win 3 out of 4. Because Wu will be pitching game 3, so we know Wu is pretty fucking electric. But we will see. Your Astros have been getting better as the season has been going on. Top of the 9th, 6-5 Mariner lead with 1 out with a runner at first. Next up is Randy Arozarena as Cal is at first. Come on, Randy. First pitch with a sweeper, low and away from Wilson. 1-0 count. Cal with the walk from the previous at-bat. Come on, Randy. I figured doing new photos would give us new luck as well, and it has. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss by Randy. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wilson to Arozarena. And I feel like Randy is kind of, in the box, similar to when Julio was struggling. Very overly aggressive, always getting into 0-2 counts. He does get hit by pitches a lot, like Ty France used to. He does get walked quite a bit as well. But I just would love to see Randy be a little bit more patient in the box, like Julio learned. And you saw how much Julio struggled in March and April and how much of a difference May has been for him. And that is traditionally speaking for his career. He struggles in the first 2 months and then gets better in May, June, July, August, September, hopefully October this year in the playoffs. But, Randy is a very, very streaky hitter. When he's on, he's lights out. But most of the time, he's kind of floating under the radar, and it's kind of a disappointment, in the box, and sometimes a disappointment on defense for his hustle. We can't have you be a liability on defense and a liability in the box, but hopefully Randy can come up with a play here. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 9th with Cal Raleigh at first with 1 out. Wilson on the mound, Randy Arozarena in the box. And right now, Leody Taveras might be the hero of this game with a 2-run jack to help us regain the lead. In play, and that's fielder's choice with the runner out. Arozarena out. Brutal. Come on, Randy. Cal Raleigh out at second. Randy safe at first. Next up is Leo Rivas. First pitch to Leo, fouled off, 0-1 count. Come on, Leo. All right, take care, Matt. It's all good, STL. Yeah, I don't think anyone anticipated it being like this, but again, that's why you have to pump the brakes. Like if you're a bettor or you do parlays or you're just like a fan in general, just because, we went into San Diego and beat one of the best teams in baseball and swept them, and we scored 15 runs and they only scored 3 and we beat the shit out of them, doesn't mean that just because we're playing a team that's bad, in their building, that the same result is going to happen. It's playing up to the competition, playing down to the competition. And we definitely played down to the competition. And if we didn't get that homer by Leody Taveras, last inning, we were going to lose this game 100%, and we would have lost the series. So we're going to play up to the competition with the Astros starting tomorrow. So we're going to, hopefully have a similar result that we did with the Padres series. And Rivas popped up, and he is out. And let's go to the bottom of the ninth with the Mariner 1-run lead, and we should be able to win this 6-5. Next up for the White Sox, their last chance opportunity here in the bottom of the ninth. 1 for 3, 7-hole hitter, DH, Andrew Vaughn. Batting second, 1 for 3 with 2 runs, RBI, and a K, and a solo dinger, Timothy Elko. And pinch hitting for Hollywood, Josh Rojas, will be Michael A. Taylor. So I got to get the Michael A. Taylor photo up here quick. And there he is. And I don't know if they're going to use Vargas still in this situation or not, or if they're going to be bringing in Andres Munoz or what we're doing here. But last time they decided not to use Andres Munoz and they brought in Troy Taylor, and he fucked everything up, and then we had to bring in Munoz anyways. So we'll see what they decide to do here, but hopefully they don't go with Vargas, because anytime you keep, Munoz is coming in. I was going to say, don't be fucking stupid. You saw what happened last time when you tried to be cute and put Troy Taylor in and you fucked it all up. And then we had to bring Munoz in, and we were lucky to find a way to win that game. Munoz coming in, and we're about to shut the door down here. Best closer in baseball, Andres Munoz. ERA of fucking 0. First pitch from Munoz to Vaughn, low and away with that slider, 1-0 count.
My gosh.
1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging, 1 ball and 1 strike from Munoz to Vaughn. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees, big swing and a miss on back-to-back swings there from Andrew Vaughn. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs with nobody on in the bottom of the ninth, and the best closer in baseball, Andres Munoz, on the mound. Let's go. Munoz with 15, Suarez with 15, Finnegan with 15, and Estevez with 14. In play, and Vaughn singles to left. That's a rare hit on Andres Munoz. Nice job by Andrew. We're not haters here. Next up, first baseman Timothy Elko. Now we need a double play right up the middle. Little slow dribbler to J.P. Crawford and a throw to first. Oh, and they're going to have someone pinch hit. Or no, I thought they were going to have someone come in and pinch hit for Elko, but not. Bottom of the ninth, 6-5 Mariners with a runner at first. Come on, baby. Finish strong. First pitch from Munoz to Elko on the line, called ball with that slider. 1-0 count. 88 miles an hour on that slider by Munoz. Come on, baby. Bottom of the ninth. Runner at first with no outs. Get a double play here. Little slow dribbler right up to JP. Throw to first, 2 away. Come on. In play. And flight out to center. Julio Rodriguez is there. 1 away. And they're going to have Cueto come in for Michael A. Taylor. A substitution for a substitution. Edgar Cueto. Bottom of the ninth with a runner at first with 1 out. Cueto can end up hitting into a double play and this game can be over. Let's go. Let's go, Munoz. Again, some series wins are not going to be pretty. And this definitely was a very ugly series for the Seattle Mariners after, sweeping the Padres. But at the end of the day, a win is a win if you can get it. We won 5-1 in game 1. Yesterday, we had an hour-and-a-half rain delay. The bats did not come alive. We lost 1-0, and now we have an opportunity to win the series with a 6-5 lead. We got to hang on here in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch, takes a strike looking with a four-seam fastball in the zone. 0-1 count. Great pitch by Munoz. Bottom of the ninth, runner at first with 1 out. 6-5 Mariner lead. We're trying to win the series, baby. And we got a 4-game set as we travel to Houston tonight. And we get the debut of George Kirby in 2025 tomorrow. I am fucking excited. Finally starting to get our team healthy. We're still waiting for Logan Gilbert, Ryan Bliss, Victor Robles, as well as Luke Raley. But if we can get our top 2 pitchers back, considering Brian Wu is an all-star this year, and having Wu, Kirby, and Gilbert all wheeling and dealing, and then Castillo has been better than expected, and then just figuring out who the last guy is, Bryce Miller, Logan Evans, or Emerson Hancock will be in business. Big swing and a miss, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Edgar Cueto. 1-2 pitch. High and away with a 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Munoz to Cueto. Let's go, Munoz. Bring that electricity, baby. Bottom of the ninth, 6-5 Mariners. Runner at first with 1 out. 15 saves for Munoz. Best in the business. ERA of 0. In play. And fouled out to third. Cueto, 2 away. All right, next up, the White Sox best hitter, and I'm not talking Luis Robert Jr., I'm talking about Chase Maedroff. 2 for 4 with an RBI and a K, really the only guy hovering around 300. And again, we have to find a way to be smart here against Chase. He's been very good against the Mariners in this series. A very underrated player on a bad team, for sure. Considering they have a bunch of journeymen on the team like Vargas and Theis, Rojas, all from other teams. First pitch in the zone, should have been called strike. For whatever weird reason, that's called ball. 1-0 count. I don't know what the hell the ump saw on that. To Chase Maedroff, 2 for 4 with a double, single, and an RBI. Got to be careful here. And he has a stolen bag. 304 average for Chase. Pitches on the corner, on the line, should have been called strike, and that's called ball. What is this ump looking at? It should be 0-2 right now, and it's 2-0. Holy fuck. 2-0 pitch. Now that's a ball. 5 feet off the plate. 3 balls and no strikes to Chase Maedroff. It should be 1 ball, 2 strikes, but I don't know what the hell this ump is looking at. Terrible calls. And this definitely has been the worst ump out of the 3 games so far in this series. Brutal. 3-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking in the zone. That one's called fucking strike finally. 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs with a runner at first. 6-5 Mariner lead. Three-run jack by Julio to start the game. Cal Raleigh getting a homer to tie it up 4-4. And then a big two-run jack by Leody Taveras to take the 6-5 lead late in this matchup. Come on, Munoz. Let's go, baby. You can do it. And in play, and a fielder's choice, and that's the game, baby. Let's go. Final score, Seattle Mariners 6 and the Chicago White Sox 5. Let's fucking go. Nice job, baby. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. This was definitely too close for comfort, but again, finding a way to come up with that big hit MVP of the game is definitely Leody Taveras, because if he didn't get that homer, we would have lost 5-4. 100%. We were not going to come back and win this game. And not only would we have lost the game, we would have lost the series. So great job by Leody. Great job by Julio with the 3-run jack. Great job by Cal, getting homers by those 3 guys. And obviously, Andres Munoz closing the door and getting another save. I love it. Now he is tops with 15 or 16 now. Let's go. Nice job. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I got to go take my pup on a walk and eat a little bit of a late lunch. Final score, Seattle Mariners 6, Chicago White Sox 5. We end up winning the series. I will be live tomorrow for the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners. We start a 4-game set, and then the first game tomorrow on Thursday is going to be at 5:10 Pacific. Mariners on the road, and we're going to get George Kirby versus Lance McCullers Jr. It's going to be a showdown in George Kirby's first matchup and his first game in 2025. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Go Mariners. Tridents up.